All right, welcome to Big Ben's Boxing. I'm Big Ben. Step into my office. All right. This is a special guest today that we have with us, a five-time Chicago Masters Golden Glove champion, Mr. Clemens C.C. Clay, the Crusher Clay. All right. All right. So now, today we want to talk about Brian Mendoza versus Tim Tszyu. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about Brian Mendoza. I've been watching Tim Tszyu, and to me, he's passing all his tests with flying colors. Even the Tony Harrison fight is not so much that he won the Tony Harrison fight, it's how he won it. And I feel as that nobody beat Tony Harrison this easily up until this point. Now, excuse me, could part of it be that Tony Harrison has fell off, that he's not anywhere near his best?
Absolutely.
Probably. But Tim Tszyu has just been looking good, whoever been put in front of him. Now, hey, I'm going to say this, is that when we look at the 154-pound division and we look at Jermell Charlo, who's going to come back after his defeat to Canelo Alvarez, or we look at the potential of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford moving up to 154, or Brian Castano, who gave Jermell a very tough two fights. How would Tim Tszyu match up with them? We can only talk about and speculate how good he is, but what is going to happen in this fight coming up against Brian Mendoza?
Well, in my opinion, I think Brian Mendoza, he's not really, like Ernest said, nobody knows much about Brian Mendoza for a reason. He's not nobody to know about. That's the whole point. I really believe that the man got somewhat lucky. Now, what is luck? Luck is when chance meets opportunity. He had a chance, he had the opportunity, the man executed, so I can't take away what he did. But in my opinion, it's almost like with Sebastian. I felt like the man had his eyes closed when he hit the Tower Inferno. Like he ducked down and just swung a wild punch and hit this guy like. So I'm not confident with Mendoza's skill set. However, like you mentioned, he beat Tony Harrison. In my opinion, Tony Harrison at 154, skill-wise, is far better than anybody boxing skill-wise at 154. I think we just caught him on the tail end of his career. He's not probably as dedicated to the sport anymore. He had some bad losses.
So you don't think that Tim Tszyu beat the best Tony Harrison in easy fashion?
Oh, no.
He beat him in easy fashion.
No.
So now, let me ask you this.
He beat up a tainted Tony Harrison.
So how would he have dealt with the Tony Harrison that Charlo fought twice, or the Tony Harrison that Jarrett Hurd fought, who Jarrett Hurd had to come from behind and win? How do you think Tim Tszyu would have matched up with that Tony Harrison, if you don't think that's the same Tony Harrison?
Of course, he would have lost. Tim Tszyu is a brawler. He's kind of like his dad in a sense. An apple don't far from the tree. So the guy, Tim Tszyu is not anything complicated. He's a strong man. He packs the power. And the question is, can you withstand the pressure that he applies?
So his pressure is for real, and his power is for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a strong guy, yeah.
But you feel his skill is limited and you don't know how far he's going.
You mean Tszyu?
Tszyu.
Correct. But I was more or less alluding to Mendoza, who is a guy that I'm really not impressed with.
So who are you picking for this fight?
Well, we're talking about money, guys. All of these boxing matches, everything, they have a lot vested in Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu has the last name. He the right skin tone. You know, they're pushing this man to be great. Not saying that he doesn't possess any of that. So if they put him up against Mendoza, he's supposed to win. And I believe he's the better fighter. I believe Mendoza is a person without very much skill set, in my opinion.
So now the winner of this fight is a champion because they're fighting for the vacant title that they just stripped Jamel for.
Right, when he stepped into the ring with
Saul
Canelo, he
Alvarez.
automatically got stripped.
Okay, so your prediction is?
I'm gonna say it's definitely going to be by knockout. I got Zoo taking the man in about round 7 or 8.
Okay, all right.
By KO.
Zoo by KO or TKO?
TKO.
KO?
I mean KO, I'm sorry.
Oh, KO.
Not out. You gonna stop him.
Zoo finna put him out, put him to sleep.
And they both sluggers. They're gonna meet in the middle. This is gonna be just like a war.
So
this is gonna
do
be
you
something
feel
that
that Zoo had better defense?
Zoo's defense is his offense.
Okay. Okay. So, then here we have it. You heard it here first from the Crusher that Zoo will defeat Mendoza by 7.
7, 8.
Okay.
It's gonna take him a while to figure him out, break him down a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of boxing, more slugging.
All right. Now, for bonus, what is gonna happen with the 154 division? So Zoo's gonna have a title. Jamel still has 2.
I can tell you that easy.
Okay, tell me what's happening.
Jamel Charlo is a broken fighter. He really wasn't all that. There's a lot of Charlo fans out here. I was never impressed with them, boxing wise. Like, is Tony Harrison schooled the man out boxing? He just made some bad flaws at the end of the second fight. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who really gave that boy a real master ass whooping. John Jones, his son.
John Jones.
Do you know John Jones, the knockout artist?
No.
The middleweight knockout artist, best of all time.
That was Julian Jackson.
Julian Jackson. I'm saying John Jones. Yeah, John Jones.
Julian Jackson.
Julian Jackson's son schooled Jamel Charlo, showed all of his vulnerabilities, ate him up, and just got caught with a. I mean, we always got excuses, but.
So the future of the 150.
Charlo is not that. He don't have the heart. He doesn't have that lion heart to go back and fight Costa Zoo. He's not gonna do it. Well, he already had that opportunity. The man is avoiding Costa Zoo.
Tim Zoo.
And I don't blame him.
Well, I'm gonna say this, is that if I did feel that Tim Zoo was a good fighter, and there was a possibility that I would drop a decision or a fight to Tim Zoo. Man, everybody's going for the lottery now, and Canelo is the lottery. And so therefore it's like, I understand, but why pass up the Canelo fight to fight Tim Zoo? Because if Tim Zoo beats you, it puts you way back. You don't get the Saul fight. So my thing is that I understand the business side of it.
I'm with that. I'm for that smart decision. Like, right now, if Canelo offered me to fight, I'm taking it. So, everybody wants to go get this made. It's prize fighting at the end of the day.
And they fighting for a prize.
You want that, you got to get that money. Like, hey, so I get that part of it. I do. But at the same time, just to jump, you mentioned Canelo. Here's a man that got all the money. He don't need no more money. He has generational wealth. He can actually say to himself, you know what, I'm gonna fight the best. I wanna fight the best out there. And he's not doing that. Canelo. Canelo is picking and choosing and trying to do all this mixed match. He's not fighting for legacy, in my opinion.
All right, well, we go into that's a different subject, and I'm not far from you in opinion with that, but
Mendoza.
the 154 division.
154. Charlo has been exposed. He's not all of that. I believe he'll be probably moving up to 160, in my opinion.
Okay, the only thing I'm gonna say is this: is that, man, listen, that man didn't win one fight, and then he got all the belts. That man had to gather them fights up, and he beat everybody that was put in front of him. Erickson
Tony
Lubin,
Harrison.
Tony Harrison twice, Brian Castano. He had to gather all them belts.
He could have fought Jamie Munguia.
Jaime Munguia.
Jaime.
Jaime Munguia is a De La Hoya protected fighter, and De La Hoya didn't want that fight yet. He moved
about
up to
Jared
160. I don't know why them fights didn't come through.
Jared had 2 of the belts. He lost his belts to J-Rock, right?
Yeah,
And then
so
Charlo took it from J-Rock.
and it's not Jamel's fault that Jerry couldn't beat J-Rock. It's not Jamel's fault. J-Rock was better that night, and that's what happened. So, but anyway, and
Who's the new king of 154?
He lost it to J-Rock, and then J-Rock lost it to that hard-hitting dude.
I thought it was Charlo.
No, Charlo stopped him. Charlo stopped the dude that stopped J-Rock. And I forgot the guy's name.
The big brother beat J-Rock, didn't he?
He's
He the one knocked J-Rock out.
yeah. So who is the king of 154?
I mean, we still got to give it to Charlo. I mean, he's
He's
still the man. He's
two
the
of the
majority belt holder.
It's either him or Zoo.
Him or Zoo, yeah, but ideally they want Zoo to be that guy.
Okay, all right.
And I don't know if even if he wins tonight,
What
does that
effect?
make him that guy?
Okay, so
He had a bad outing, man.
what effect do you think that Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford would have on this 154 division? If for all the people who feel that Errol Spence needs to move up and then he's gonna be, he's gonna be the man. Okay, what?
Let me say this about Errol Spence. I hate jumping the gun. We trying to stick to the 154. Errol Spence. You guys out there, y'all love him. He's another guy I don't really like. I just started liking Terrence Crawford, like maybe 3 or 4 fights ago. I started latching on to him. So I'm a very hard to please type dude. Errol Spence is a weight bully. It's a lot of weight bullies in boxing. They say that the big boy, Benavidez, is a weight bully, but whatever. Here you have a man that's been making 160, coming down from 200 pounds, 190 pounds, Errol Spence, to make 147. He defended since the car crash, the guy fought 2 fights, right? He fought 2 fights after the car crash. Nobody said nothing about being weight drained. Nobody said nothing about this, that. He won the fights. All of a sudden, he get his ass kicked. And now, here you come with the excuses of, oh, he was weight drained. Oh, that car crash. Come on, guys. Cut it out. You're watering down Terrence Crawford's greatness. Terrence just went in there and destroyed the man. Point blank, period, simple. Errol Spence is another guy who has a lot of money. He does not have to, he no longer has to chase the bag, as everybody is saying this new term. So I think he's damaged goods. I think he's been exposed. The exact same thing is gonna happen to him again if he fight Crawford again at 154. Spence is just he's a silver medalist. Granted, you don't become a silver medalist if you can't fight. Not saying he can't fight. I just say the man should be fighting his natural weight division, which 168 maybe. at least 160.
Hey man, I consider you a good friend, man. I got love for you. I hate to do this to you on camera, but how can you like Jarrett Hurd and you want to call people a weight bully?
That's the exception. That's the exception. I like who I like. I like the way Jarrett was grinding guys down, but see, people just think Jarrett was just, he was coming forward, he lacked defense, but he had a skill set. Jarrett is slicker than what most people give him credit for. They think he's just a punch dummy walking forward. He's not. And he likes to fight in close, which is why he's been exposed somewhat. And it's hard to change somebody's style, where Jarrett should be using that long reach, that long jab. Nobody should ever really be able to touch Jarrett Hurd.
In your words, you know why people think he is a punch dummy?
Because he is.
Okay.
He's not though, man. Jarrett is more than that, man.
I mean, that's what he's been. But look, we just taking time out to give our thoughts on the fight between Mendoza and Tszyu and what will become of the 154-pound division. I see some exciting matchups, and I even see a young guy who's really big, like Boots Ennis is big, and he's not gonna stay at 47 forever. So you see a lot of exciting things that can probably come up in 154. Also, Danny Garcia fought at 154 pounds, and so he's somewhere lingering. So, man, it's a lot of good matchups that can be made at that weight.
They're trying to do something with Danny and Keith, right?
They gonna fight again? I don't know.
I thought they were talking about fighting each other.
Wow. Well, Danny fought Jose Benavidez Jr. at 54, so that might be at 54. We'll see. But listen, man, I thank you all for listening to us. I thank my special guest,
I'll be back.
The Crusher. And hey, I need you all to hit that like and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in to Big Ben's Boxing.
3C Fitness. Let's go.